5 p.m. Good evening and welcome to Newsbreak on KU 92.7 FM, Benin City. First, the headlines. Senate passes 2021 budget for second reading. INEC fixes date for 2023 presidential election. Nigeria's inflation hits 13.71%. On entertainment, Coming to America sequel to premiere on Amazon Prime. Details of this and more after this break. I'm Benjamin Kaduri. The Senate on Thursday passed the 2021 budget for second reading after a three-day debate on its general principles. The President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, asked the Committee on Appropriation to work on the fiscal document and report back in 4 weeks. President Muhammadu Buhari had presented 13.08 trillion naira budget estimates to the joint session of the National Assembly last Thursday for the consideration of the federal lawmakers. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, on Thursday said Nigeria is 855 days away from the 2023 general elections. Speaking at the inauguration of the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review, Yakubu urged the National Assembly to work fast on the exercise ahead of the polls. He said the 2023 presidential election is scheduled to hold on 18th of February 2023. Hoodlums on Thursday stormed Lagos Government House, Alausa, and attacked #EndSARS protesters. They arrived in BRT buses chasing the protesters away with clubs and cutlasses. The hoodlums were also reported to have stormed the Badger end of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to disrupt the peaceful protest. According to the protesters, who slept overnight in the area, the hoodlums arrived around 8 a.m. in large numbers. An eyewitness said they came in about 20 buses. Bimbo Adebayo, popularly known as MC Macaroni, in a series of tweets, also recounted how they were chased away. As at the time of these reports, the protesters have regrouped and returned to the entrance of the Lagos Assembly. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government has denied sponsoring thugs to disrupt #EndSARS protest in the commercial city. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, in a statement, said the allegations trending in the social media are concocted by enemies of peace and orderliness to whip up sentiments against the government, which has been doing everything possible to resolve the crisis by identifying with the protesting youths in their efforts towards police reforms. Omotosho said the insinuation in the social media they were sponsored by the government because they came in BRT buses was not correct. The commissioner assured the government will never encourage thuggery or any act of violence that may put the lives and businesses of Lagosians at risk. A federal high court in Abuja has dismissed a suit seeking 130 million naira as damages from the federal government and Nigerian Immigration Service, NIS, for violation of the rights of former Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Walter Onoge. Justice Taiwo held, among others, that the applicant, Dr. N.S. Nwoka, filed the suit without Justice Onoge's permission, thus he had no locus standi. The judge also declined to grant Nwoka leave to apply for a referral of some constitutional questions to the Court of Appeal for determination. He held the applicant's motion is incompetent as it is and therefore dismissed same. The federal government has approved the reopening of all camps where the National Youth Service Corps orientation exercise holds on 10th of November 2020. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, made this known in a tweet on Thursday morning. He said the resumption of the NYSC orientation camp for prospective youth corps members has been approved and opens on November 10th, 2020, with full enforcement of COVID-19 protocols. The federal government had ordered the closure of the NYSC orientation camps nationwide over coronavirus fears on 18th of March. Coming up in a moment after this break, Nigeria's inflation hits 13.71%, highest in 13 months.
Split seconds. There is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We will stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Welcome back. Still in the news. Nigeria's inflation rate has continued its 30-month surge, with the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures inflation, increased by 13.71% year-on-year in September 2020. This is 0.49% points higher than the rate recorded in August 2020, 13.22%. A report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, on Thursday states that increases were recorded in all classification individual of consumption purpose COI-COP divisions that yielded the headline index. On a month-on-month basis, the headline index increased by 1.48% in September 2020. According to NBS, this is 0.14% rate higher than the rate recorded in August 2020, 1.34%. The percentage change in the average composite CPI for the 12-month period ending September 2020 over the average of CPI for the previous 12-month period was 12.44%, showing 0.21% point from 12.23% recorded in August 2020. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has frozen the accounts of 15 textile smugglers across the country. Deputy Governor Corporate Services of the CBN, Edward Adamu, made disclosure at the stakeholders meeting of Cotton, Textiles and Garments Associations in Abuja on Thursday. Adamu noted that CBN's intervention in the cotton, textile and garments industry is in full swing and has recorded significant progress. Some of the achievements, he said, include over 120 billion naira invested across cotton, textile and garments value chain, over 320,000 farmers financed between 2018 and 2020. An expected output for seed cotton in 2020 is projected to be over 300,000 metric tons. Chairman and CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has demanded justice for a Nigerian who was burned to death in Tripoli, Libya on 7th October. Dabiri Erewa made this known on Thursday after meeting with the Libyan ambassador to Nigeria, Ayad Atayari, in Abuja. Responding, the Libyan envoy gave assurances of an open and transparent Libyan legal system where justice is served on the 3 alleged killers. The Libyan authorities have announced the arrest of 3 Libyans who are suspected to have killed a Nigerian migrant worker by setting him on fire. The act has been condemned by the International Organization for Migration and the United Nations and the Libyan Interior Ministry. Also, the United Nations has described the killing of the Nigerian man as another senseless crime against migrants in the country. However, the full identity of the Nigerian man has not been made known as investigations and interrogations of the suspected attackers who are in custody is still on. Coming up in a moment on our entertainment news, Coming to America sequel to premiere on Amazon Prime. To Newsbreak on KU92.7 FM, Benin City. On entertainment, American actor and comedian Eddie Murphy is set to premiere his upcoming movie on Amazon Prime. Meanwhile, the highly anticipated Coming to America sequel has now been slated for a non-theater release on the 18th of December. It is, however, said that the former Paramount Pictures movie will begin streaming on Amazon Prime following Amazon Studios' latest $125 million acquisition. The deal between Paramount and Amazon comes in the wake of the continued closure of theaters due to the COVID-19 pandemic and other anticipated productions still pushing back theatrical releases dates. The movie Coming to America was directed by Craig Brewer, as the classic grossed about $300 million in box office. And lastly, Netflix has ended its free trial customer acquisition style ahead of newly introduced mediums to lure in new members. According to Variety, the latest move, which is exclusive to the United States, comes in the wake of the streaming platform's August-launched free Netflix Watch site, which offers movies and series episodes free to stream without a membership. Feature films like Bird Box, Murder Mystery, and The Two Popes are available on Netflix's Watch Free Hub. Original TV series include Stranger Things, Love is Blind, Elite, and When They See Us. And that's the news, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines.